Good evening, Bronco Nation, and welcome to this episode of Bronco Nation Live Postgame. I'm your host, Sam Gillette. I'm joined today by Pop, famous for his pop popping off on the CFP Roundtable. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look up one of those videos after tonight. Your Boise State Broncos are back-to-back Mountain West champions for the first time in Mountain West history, a three-peat. Pop, how are you feeling after this game?
Well, I'd say it's a shame we can't four-peat, but I'm glad hopefully we're moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. UNLV is probably not it's too sad to see us leave since they can't get over this hump. Boise State is your Mountain West champions, beating UNLV 38-21, jumped out to a 21-0 lead. Seems like its secondary fell asleep there in the second quarter and going into the third. What were your observations of that lull moment where the defense was just kind of there?
It's almost like they proved to themselves they could stop them, and then they became mechanical, kind of lost the emotional edge. That charge happens a lot of times to a lot of different teams. However, they recovered it again when it mattered most there in the end of the third and through the fourth. They stiffened up again and started making the stops.
Yeah, a lot of people was worried about Maddox being named the starter, that we'd see some fall off from what Max Cutforth was able to do. How was your thoughts on how Mad Dog performed tonight?
I didn't think he'd do that well. I expected to have a lot more rust out of him, particularly with his passing. You know, before he tended to throw behind his receivers, and he actually did better tonight than what he done before he was injured. And I even seen a couple of times where he had the ball in the air before the receiver came out of the breaks and actually threw them open the way that Kellen used to do all the time. So I thought maybe a 3-week layoff was good for him.
Do you think that maybe the success that Max was having might have spurred him to like, hey, if I want to keep my job, I've got to elevate?
Oh, that was probably some element in it. But as you know from playing a game, anybody who's ever played the game and had a starting position or any position where you get on the field, if you lose it, you want it back now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're motivated to get in there and prove yourself.
Denise Tyler, thanks for joining the show tonight. UNLV will not get that monkey off their back now, and that is right. 3 straight Mountain West Conference championship losses for UNLV. Alex Lambert in the comment section saying, let's go. Yes, let's go, Bronco Nation. Let's see it. Can we do this? Let's get this going. Boise! Yay! Boise! Yay! Let's get a Boise State going in the comment section. Let's get it going. Ashley Smith, yes, you can share it into the football group, although I do believe it's already live. No, it is not. You can share it into the group if you would like. Nick might already have it shared, though. He's walking home. We'll be joined by him later on today. Bronco Nation, Bob, thanks for joining the comment section. There we go. Denise getting us started. Where's our staters? Who's going to put a state in the comment section? Can't be Denise. Come on, Bronco Nation. Let's have some fun tonight. We're Mountain West champions and reigning Mountain West champions. No one can take that from us now.
Has anybody ever come close to three-peating that rather than us?
Nope. We are the first team to three-peat.
How many of these championships have we won?
7.
7?
I think it was 7. I have to go back and make sure on that. This might be 6. We might be 5-2. I don't know. I'll find out for sure.
I'm shocked. Rarely do I ask you something you don't have the answer.
There's our state. Thank you, Bob. All right. Second half, we came out. Seemed like the defense was still trying to, and it is 7. I was right the first time. Second guess myself. See what happens. Just go with your gut.
Thought I was going to need therapy for a minute.
You know, I'm never wrong, but there was that one time where I thought I was wrong, but it turned out I wasn't. So
I was only wrong once.
yeah, same
Yes.
situation.
No, it was when I wanted to have kids.
Wow. Thanks a lot.
Love you, son.
Bronco Nation, let's get those comment sections going. Tell us how you think Mad Dog performed in his game back. Submit your comments. We already had a slew of them already. Let's keep it going. Share this out to your Facebook page and get some more people in here, and let's have fun with this. And what are your thoughts of how the second half played out? It started out slow in the third quarter. It looked like UNLV was going to mount a comeback, pulled it within 7, and then the offense, it's almost like they went into conservation mode way too soon.
Well, I was worried, and I know you'll get the stats later, but how many yards did that running back of theirs have? Because I think we shut him down, and
so UNLV, whenever we played them back in, I should have had this pulled up. I knew it was going to come up too. They had like over 200 yards rushing on Boise State back in whenever we played them.
October.
Yeah, October 18th. They had their leading rusher, Jalen Glover, had 112 rushing yards, and then Anthony Calandria had 87 behind him, and the next one behind him there had 38. But those were the two, 112 and 87 for Glover and Calandria, and they put up a total of 261 rushing yards on us back in October. You want to take a guess at how many they put up on us tonight?
118.
No. They put up 184 rushing yards.
Oh, I meant 84.
Still better.
The thing is, to answer your question, I was worried because they had shown a spark there coming down to the halftime, and then we had 20 seconds, 19 seconds, and 2 timeouts, and I thought we should have stepped on the gas there, and so I was worried coming out of the half that because UNLV can score a lot of points. And but we made some adjustments at halftime with our defense that pretty much corralled him there in the second half.
Yeah. To answer your question, they did not have a 100-yard rusher. Calandria was their leading rusher with 66 yards, and it looked like every time he was able to bounce outside, he was picking up yards second quarter and third quarter. Fourth quarter and first quarter, he couldn't get anything going. And then Kevon Lee was the second leading rusher with 7 carries for 58 yards. So all in all, a much better performance on defense this go around, which was the case last year whenever we went to UNLV and won a closer game. It was still a 2-score game, but we won the closer game. And then we handled them pretty easily in the
the thing with our defense is that even in the games we lose, our defense gives us opportunities to win.
Yeah.
And
case in point, Notre Dame.
Yeah, and they showed up tonight and gave our offense opportunities to do their thing, to march down the field and to get their scores.
Yeah. And Denise says, I was worried there for a bit, but our guys reined it back in and handled business. Yep. And it was hairy there in the third quarter. They pulled in within 7. I'm like, man, I think that's whenever I told you that they went into conservation mode too early in the game. It looked like trying to make. So they started out the game. They had the playbook wide open. They were making big plays. They were connecting and running, and everything was clicking. They had that 14 points. Thank God they got off the 7.
Yeah.
They had the quick 14 points in the first quarter, and then they put up another 7 before UNLV started their 14-point scoring in the second quarter. And then it just seemed like they went back to that conservative play style that Bronco Nation does not like, where they just sit there and they try and make those long methodical drives. that don't put up a lot of points.
Well, I don't mind, making long methodical drives. I mean, ideally, if you could do that and have 2 drives a quarter, and UNLV have been a 3 and out every quarter, I mean, I'd be okay with that. The one thing I would say, and it's hard to find negatives whenever you win a Mountain West championship, but I would have liked to seen a few more touches by Gaines.
Yeah.
If you're going to ground and pound it, he's the guy to grind it out.
Yeah. And Gaines, he had 9 carries for 64 yards, averaged 7 carries a touch, 7.1. Had that long rumble and stumble that was. I think I told you he can't be denied. And
Yeah,
he got his touchdown for the night. It's kind of night and day from before Maddox went down to this game, because it was all run focused before Maddox's injury.
while I was watching that and thinking back to all the talking heads that don't know a lot and think they know a lot. Everything was about Boise State's run game, and if Boise State's going to win, they're going to have to get their run game on track. And I'll bet that the locker rooms listen to that. And our offensive coordinator says, well, here, if you want to shut down our run game so we have to pass, we'll just pass.
Yeah.
And came out and started throwing the ball, which worried me initially until I seen that Maddox was sharp. He wasn't showing rust. His passes were on target. And more so than that, you could watch him check off his progressions properly and get the ball to the open receiver. I think I only remember him throwing, and it was a deep throw into double coverage. And after that, he pretty much got the ball to the receiver he should have got the ball to. So, his decision making was better tonight than what I've seen it before.
Yeah, and he did. I think he surprised a lot of Bronco Nation, you included, with how well.
No, I got
performed.
a different word. He pleased me.
Okay, pleased. I'll take that.
Okay.
Moving on to the fourth quarter, more of the same. Boise State started picking up that defensive intensity picked up. It's like they saw the light at the end of the tunnel. They said, you know what, boys, we're almost there. Let's dig in. It's the fourth quarter. They got that little fourth quarter hype going and really turned on the heat and corralled UNLV to where they could not successfully mount that comeback.
There's another element in that, though. And if you watched if you just can, it's hard to do when there's so much to watch and your attention's usually on the money players. But if you looked in the trench, even early in the game, our big boys up front were dominating. I mean, we were getting 4 yards on a quarterback sneak. And then they went through the lull, but there towards the end, they went back to that dominating the pit, and you could see tired on UNLV. It just they were letting down. And they'd score and they'd have a little bit of emotion, and then we'd go right back and score and put it to a 2-game deal again. And emotionally, they lost before they physically lost in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and James Madison won earlier tonight, and we're going to touch just quickly on this. They beat Troy. That game was 17-14 at one point late in the third quarter, and then James Madison got a couple lucky streaks. Boise State's dominance over UNLV versus James Madison's struggle against Troy. UNLV being a 10-2 team at the time, they're 10-3 now. Troy being 8-4, they're 8-5 now. Do you think there's any chance? And we're gonna let you answer.
Troy being 8-5 or
Troy's 8-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
James Madison's 12-1?
Okay.
And then we're gonna discuss this real quick because I'm gonna let you go. Nick's here. We're gonna bring him on after the ad break.
Okay.
Do you think there's any chance that the CFP would look at the domination over a 10-2 team versus the struggle over a 7-4 team was what Troy was prior to the game. Do you think they might jump a Boise State over a 12-1 JMU, considering James Madison is seems like they've struggled over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think if you're just looking at playtime, probably not. But if you're looking at viewership and exciting games and those sorts of things, and Boise State's probably got a chance. We talk all the time how big names often get sweetheart deals that they wouldn't get if they weren't a big name. And Boise State's not a big name, but we have a lot more recognition and would draw a lot more viewers to the television to watch our games. And does a committee weigh that heavier than what they do? The record based upon who you play and whether they're tough games and how much of a blowout it is and whether you're struggling. Who knows? I mean, it's like rolling the dice and see. But I will never say we don't have a chance till it's absolutely out.
And that might be where Nick's favorite term, recency bias, comes into play.
Yeah.
Boise State's been there. They travel like a P4 conference. The fan base travels really well. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We got first things first. Duke has to beat Virginia in the ACC championship game, or it doesn't matter. There's not going to be 2 group of 5 schools in anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, stick around, Bronco Nation. We got a quick ad break here. We'll bring Nick in, and we'll see you away, Pop. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you.
Looking for a healthy change? Just breathe and let the Organized Experience help you embrace change. The Organized Experience team masters the art of helping people find freedom through decluttering, organizing, and creating organizing systems. So if you're looking for a healthy change in 2025, give the Organized Experience team the opportunity to help you. Please visit their website at theorganizedexperience.com.
All right, Bronco Nation, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that goes to every home game he possibly can, that bleeds bluer than most people that I know, Mr. Nick Wade. How are you tonight, Nick?
I am wonderful. How do we do in Bronco Stadium?
It was loud. What was it? 5 false starts?
Yep, five false starts.
You could definitely tell it was loud on the TV as well. I think there was only a couple times they shot the crowd where it looked a little thin, but that was at the start of the game and there towards the end of the game where everybody was probably making their way down to the field level so they could try and get out there for the trophy ceremony. How are you? Are you nice and chilled to the bone and a little bit damp maybe?
And it was kind of a soggy one there. I dressed in layers and on my lower extremities they still got soaking wet even with the blanket on the seat and standing up most of the game I still got just soaked.
Yeah. Denise says some of Maddox's best playing time tonight. I was over the moon, excited for him. Is that your sentiment as well, Nick? You were there in person.
Yeah.
How did he play?
Yeah, right from the get-go, man. Mad Dog came. He showed up and he came to play, man. You couldn't have asked for a better return. I mean, it was crazy. It's just like something you would watch in a movie, right? The star quarterback goes down, thinks that he's gone for the season, only to return 3 games later and just lit the Blue up. And you guys saw they crowned his ass on the podium. He got the the offensive player of the game from Fox Sports.
Yeah. And he deserved it. He balled out tonight. That's back-to-back offensive player of the games for Boise State quarterbacks, too, with Max winning it last week. Well, let's get into some team stats while get this kicked off, and then we'll jump into how you feel about that. Game stats presented by KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM, 850 AM, and Blue Elevation, elevating Bronco sports through fans like you. Find out more and visit blueelevation.org and catch Nick on the air on the Kevin Miller Show over the air or through the KIDO app every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Your team stats: Boise State beat UNLV 38-21. 460 total yards, 289 through the air, 171 on the ground, no fumbles, no interceptions, no turnovers, 23 first downs, only 3 penalties, and I think that was key tonight in keeping UNLV offense from extending drives with a time of possession of 31-20. UNLV had 409 yards, much better performance by the defense tonight versus in October. 225 through the air, only 184 on the ground, held them under 200 yards. They had one lost fumble that really, I think, set the tone for the game. They took that one down when UNLV was driving down to put some points on the board. So really timely fumble that I think helped propel Boise State to that quick and early lead. 22 first downs, 9 penalties for 70 yards. I think at one point Mullen was whining about the refs, and all I wanted to do is reach out and slap him through the TV. Time of possession, 28-40. Nick, all around, great game. Everybody performed well. It's exactly what you need out of a championship program. The trenches were, won by Boise State basically the entire game. The only time UNLV got any kind of momentum is when Calandria was able to bounce things to the outside or find that one little hole up the middle and scamper off. How would you rate the defensive performance tonight?
Yeah, I think the only flaw there was, on the outside, on the left, it kept breaking down, and he'd get around there, and not necessarily on any, the nickel or anything. They're just out of position, and I think it was mainly just talent for Calandria. Things broke down, and nobody was open, and our secondary was doing great. And it just broke down, and there was just like nobody there. Like JVM would be, coming around trying to get the sack, and the only really glaring part was that right in the front end where Calandria, everything opened up in the middle, and Calandria went for that. I think it was like a 26-yard scamper or something like that. But other than that, things started getting locked down, and I thought they did. I thought they did great, and getting that. Like, you kind of get the measure of it going into the fourth quarter. I was actually pretty confident that we were going to come out with the win. In fact, I started packing up my stuff so I can get down to the field around the 5-minute mark. And there's big games where there's no way I could have done that because and I'm just a fool just walking around trying to get on the field for no reason.
Right.
So
your defensive player of the game, brought to you by Christine Asins Local Real Estate. That's LOKEL. Giving home buyers and sellers professional, responsive, and attentive real estate service. Visit localrealestate.com for more information. Christine has all your real estate needs covered, just like your defensive player of the game, Ty Benefield. He had the secondary covered all night long. 8 tackles, 7 of them solo, 1 tackle for loss, and a fumble recovery. Much deserved. He was all over the field tonight, Nick. What are your thoughts on Ty Benefield's play?
Yeah, and when it did break down, on the edges there. Guess who mopped things up and is going to going buck wild out there on the blue. And it set the tone of the game when we got that first turnover, and he got the fumble recovery that really set the tone. And that's it was one of our keys. Got to win the turnover battle, and that it was awesome just getting that started that way. And unfortunately, I have no doubt that he's going to be declaring for the NFL. So I'm just I'm grateful that I got to see Buck play for the 3 years that he did, and he started right away. He was a true freshman, and that is how you end your career with Boise State, is you do it on a national stage, and then you get the crown on the podium.
Yeah. And I know this isn't a recruiting show, but we have a pretty decent secondary coming in that I've been able to see, and I'm not going to jump into that because that's not this show. But if he does declare, which odds are he's going to, I think we're going to be in good hands, and we shouldn't see that drop off.
Yeah, and it's his fault that we have like Jabri Bickham. Yeah. He's been a freshman, and unfortunately because of Buck's play, Bickham's been he's redshirted this year, but I don't know if anybody remembers, but he was the highest rated by Sports Illustrated, the highest rated Mountain West recruit going into this year. So we've got him waiting in the wings. He's got the same kind of size and same kind of power. So I'm pretty sure that I know that he's going to declare. Why wouldn't you? It's like a lottery ticket, and I always say if you have a lottery ticket, you got to cash it. So just thank you, Buck, for entertaining us the last 3 years. Well done, my friend.
Yep. Earlier comment tonight, UNLV will not get the monkey off their back now. 3 straight appearances, 3 straight losses, 5 losses in the last 2 calendar years for UNLV against Boise State. The offense really rolled. Maddox really shone. But let's talk about the receivers. Penry, he balled out today. And Dylan Riley, Malik Sherrod out of the backfield was a force to reckon with. The quarterback wide receiver duo today, how was that in your eyes?
Yeah, Mad Dog's caught a lot of flack for a few years now, and he has once in a while he has those ducks, but what quarterback doesn't? But tonight he was on fire, and he and with his leadership, you could tell that rubbed off on the receivers. And talk about Chase Penry, man. I mean, he had 2 big receptions, and that's what we needed. Coming into this game, my thought and one of my keys was we need Boise State to score fast and right away and continue to score. And it's almost like Mad Dog hurt us because he was hell bent on pushing that offense down the field, and he did it through the air. And then I thought it was fitting that he even scampered for one. And those are the intangibles that we were talking about leading into this. Is he just knows, and he knows how to read the defense, and he knows when to run, he knows when to tuck and run, he knows when to check down. He hit Dylan Riley for a 7-yard touchdown, and and he hit Chase Penry perfect. It was a dime and on the run, and there was no way anybody could have got it. He had a defender on his back, nobody else but Chase could catch it, and it was right there, and he went up, and that's, those are the, for all the slack that Mad Dog gets, like, I hope people are praising him for those kind of plays, because he had not only that one, he had many. He throws on a frozen rope. That long deep pass to Cam Bates, going into the south end zone that way. That was a dime. There were so many, and then you mentioned the one with Malik Sherrod. That was another check down, or I believe it was probably a screen, but Mad Dog he thrives with some of these misdirects and the timing plays. He's the technical aspect of his game kind of gets overlooked a lot. I think a lot of people look at his size and other things, but aside from that one sack that he got early on, dude, he was lights out tonight.
Yeah, and that's why he is your not that one. There we go. He's your Loretta's music studio creations and wreaths offensive player of the game, making music and crafts together. Find out how to contact Loretta Dorn for all your music and craft needs at bronconationupdates.com/directory. Your Loretta Music Studio creations and wreaths offensive player of the game, Maddox Matson, who had a crafty game with 289 yards on 17 completions, 31 attempts, averaged 9.3 yards per completion, 3 touchdowns, 4 carries, 10 yards, and another touchdown. There it is right there. Another touchdown to boot. So, well-deserved for Maddox, coming off the injury, coming back. All the critics saying it shouldn't be him. It should be Max joining or leading on. He got us there. Let's run with the hot hand. Shut out all the noise. Came out. Put up those kind of numbers, led Boise State to the three-peat, has never lost to UNLV. Great job, Maddox Matson.
Yeah, and no interceptions.
Yes, no interceptions. Just had one that was close. Like, close doesn't go in the record books.
Yep. And, it wasn't everyone saying going with the hot hand. But I will say that, some of the polls that I saw, the majority were on, wanted to go with QB2. But again, Coach D got it right. He went with the leadership of Mad Dog. I mean, it reminded me of Fresno State. I was there in the stadium when he went down, and you could cut with how thick it was, with how different it was without him in there, and how the team reacted. I mean, he is kind of the heartbeat of the team, and everything kind of flows from that. And when he's got the offense rolling like he did early and often, I mean, you saw the defense just kind of react and buckle down, and they they almost got my prediction. I predicted it was going to be 40-21, and pretty close, 38-21.
Yep. And college football cheat code in the comment section. Surprised he even started, to be honest, but decision 100% paid off.
Yep. Yeah, and, you can't put a price on leadership and some of those things that Mad Dog does.
And Robert Coggins, next year opening game at Oregon. Maddox will go 14-40 again. We'll see. I mean, he's got a whole offseason to go. The wide receivers that he's got, the talent he's got coming in, I think you're 1,000% wrong. But we'll pin this comment and address it against Oregon.
Yeah, and also, Robert, hopefully there is some competition in the off season, which I believe that there will be, and that's only going to make Maddox better, and if he does earn the starting role again in 26, then he'll gone through the gauntlet, and hopefully he'll progress even better in 2026 if he gets the starting role.
Yeah. He's faced adversity this year. He's fought through it. He's fought through all the criticism from the fans and the talking heads, and he's come out a champion at the end. So, and really, we'd probably still be in the CFP talks if it wasn't for him getting injured in the Fresno State game, and then the soggy mess in San Diego. We'd probably be talked about more than James Madison right now.
Yeah, I still feel like if he hadn't got injured, he had been 20-4 after the Fresno State game. But he got injured, but he is 20-5 now. He came back after that injury, and he put on a show on a national stage, and nobody can take that from him. And
yep.
He's you got to give it to a guy who has for his whole career basically. Last year was a little bit more smoother for him, but his whole career he has fought adversity. He came in and they did the whole platooning quarterback things, and then they brought in a 5-star quarterback to compete with him, and he overcame that. I still think that part of the where people are saying that he's regressed is he really didn't have to do a lot last year because he had the workhorse, the number 5 draft pick in the NFL there, to feed him. So, but he did very well. Last year he didn't get sacked a lot, and he wasn't all Genty. You still have to have somebody behind the center taking the snaps and be the field general, and he guided the Broncos to the CFP, and then this year he's still fighting adversity, and he's going to probably have to go through it again in the offseason.
Yeah, he's got some great receivers coming back. Cam Bates, Quentin Brown. Going to lose Chase Penry, but we'll have is Ben Ford coming back, or is he a senior too?
I think he has a red shirt left, okay. And then Marshall, I think, may be coming back.
Yeah, I think he probably wants to. He's a junior. He probably wants to come back and prove that his offer last week against Utah State was a fluke. I think he wants to come back and play a complete healthy season and improve his draft stock.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's got the talents coming. Quentin Brown, Chris Marshall, Cam Bates. He's going to lose Caples. He's going to lose Penry, but we got some good talent coming up for wide receiver as well. And we'll do a recruiting show after the turn of the year, so you'll be able to get to know everybody coming in. Yeah, defensively,
you got T-Fabe coming too.
Yep. So we got a lot of exciting things on the horizon. But first, a bowl game, because it looks like even if Duke beats Virginia, with James Madison beating Troy tonight, it does not look like a CFP is in the works. However, James Madison struggled greatly against Troy. Don't let the score fool you. It was not that close. The only reason it's that far apart is because of a sack fumble that was returned for a touchdown right after a score. So that game was 14-7 up until the midway through the fourth quarter. 14-17. But anyway, defensively, Ty Benefield, all over the field. We already talked about him. But let's talk about Bo Phelps. 7 tackles, 5 solos, had the tackle for loss. He really clogged up a lot of the run plays that UNLV tried to get, and was really a him and Notriani were an anchor in the middle of the field, keeping UNLV at bay. How do you rate the tandem of Bo Phelps and Marco Notriani tonight?
Yeah, there were still some times where Marco was out of position and just lacks that speed, but he did get a sack, at least one sack, I if I remember correctly. But yes. I do think that he was in many times. He was in great position, and he made a solid tackle, and that's Marco's game right there. If he's in the right place, that tackle is all but done. So I thought he did great, and Bo just continues to impress me. He came on, when he was recruited as a safety, I believe, and so he's metamorphosized into a really steady linebacker. And like I said, I think we were talking about this in the preview that, what Marco lacks, Phelps and Kaywood have come in and really picked up that slack. And tonight it was Bo.
Yeah. Defensively or secondary, we got Jaden Mickey's coming back next year. You think that he can talk Buck into sticking around, saying let's run this back, or do you think they both might be out the door?
Mickey?
Yeah, he's only a junior.
I think Mickey will come back, but Buck's smart.
Yeah.
The trajectory, he knew the trajectory, from the time he was a freshman, that this was NFL would be calling, and this is it. You got to cash that lottery ticket. He's probably going to go in the first 4 rounds, and if you're projected to that, you go.
Yeah. If we lose him, we got Mickey coming back. We lose Washington and Irby. It's really going to take a hit on the secondary. Are you concerned about any of the fall off? We got is it Sherrod Smith? Yeah. So we got Smith. He's only a sophomore. So you'll have Mickey and Smith coming back, and some of the other underclassmen and recruits. Is this the swan song for the Boise State secondary? Because if Buck's going to the NFL, he's not going to play in the bowl game. He won't risk getting injured before that. Was this this elite secondary that Boise State's put together? Was this their swan song?
I don't know. I'm not even. Buck doesn't seem like the type that he would skip the bowl game, but I wouldn't hold it against him. But I don't know. I have a good feeling that he will, because he's a team leader. He does a lot of the intangibles on and off the field. I don't know. Even if he did go, you got Sherrod, you got Freeney. So you could probably shift Sherrod up to safety, and then bring in Demetrius Freeney, and where Sherrod was playing for Marion McCoy. So, there you may see a little bit of a fall off without Buck back there, but we've seen that Sherrod Smith Rod can hit, man, and so it'll probably be the adjustment we'd see.
Yeah. Bo Phelps coming back next year, so he'll be in a bowl game. Notriani, I don't think NFL is going to come calling too high for him, so he'll probably play to try and improve his draft stock. Is there anybody you're worried about missing the bowl game that will, on both offensive and defensive side, that will jeopardize a win or a loss?
Yeah, nothing really comes to mind. I mean, Cage Casey, he should be in the upper rounds, but I still just the character of the guys that are on the team. I just don't see them, ducking out of a bowl. For whatever reason, I feel like they have that mold, kind of like a Ashton Genty did. I mean, he could have not played in the Fiesta Bowl last year, and but he did. I mean, and he got the hell beat out of him, and so I don't know. I'm not too concerned about people not playing because of the NFL. What I would be concerned about is some that feel like they want to transfer, and then they declare, because we're right in that area. But what's kind of fortunate for us is that the LA Bowl is next Saturday,
Right.
So it's you could effectively, if you're going to transfer, I mean, you could hold off from declaring that you're going to transfer, playing the bowl game, and then still have enough time to go, hey, I'm going to get in the transfer portal and have other teams, other schools, take a look at you.
Yeah. Sacks tonight. You had Marco Notriani picked up a sack as well as JVM. We're really forgot the question I was going to ask. It's late. We're really blessed as Bronco fans to have the talent that we have. I mean, Notriani, we've talked about how his speed is and being out of position is been a hindrance, but whenever he puts up numbers like 6 tackles and a sack and a tackle for loss, and then you got JVM with he only puts up 2 tackles and a sack and a tackle for loss. You kind of, Marco does the things he needs to do to compensate for the things he can't do. And we're blessed to have player development and coaching staff that puts people in position to have those different game plans built around them. So with that, let's take a quick break, come back, get final thoughts, and go from there.
If you need painting done, stay out of the heat or the cold and let Crosby Custom Coatings take care of you. Scott has been your Treasure Valley expert since 1979. Call him at 208-939-6962 today.
All right. Let's do a quick run through all this again. For those who just may be joining, and if you are joining, you still have time to get your questions and comments submitted. Let us know how you think Boise State did in their three-peat national Mountain West Conference Championship. We'll get there one day. We'll three-peat a national title. I'm speaking that into existence. But let us know in the comment section how you think Boise State did tonight. There's still a little bit of time left in the show to have them read on air, and let your voice be heard. All right. Team stats brought to you by KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM, 580 AM, and Blue Elevation, elevating Bronco sports through fans like you. Find out more, visit blueelevation.org. And catch Nick Wade on the Keith Miller Show over the air and through the KIDO app every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Boise State wins your third in a row Mountain West Conference Championship game, 38-21 over the UNLV Rebels, running all the way back to Vegas. They put up 460 yards, 289 through the air, 171 on the ground. Fun fact, that's exactly how many yards they had last week on the ground as well. 4.5 yards per rush, no fumbles, no interceptions, 23 first downs, only 3 penalties for 20 yards, and 31-20 time of possession. UNLV put up 409 total yards, 225 through the air, 184 on the ground. The one lost fumble that really set the tone for the rest of the game. 22 first downs, 9 penalties, 70 yards, and 28-40 for the time of possession. Your Loretta Music Studio Creations and Wreaths, offensive player of the game, making music and crafts together. Find out how to contact Loretta Dorn for all your music and crafts needs at bronconationupdates.com/directory. Your Loretta Music Studio Creations and Wreath offensive player of the game is Maddox Madsen, who had a crafty game with 17 of 31, 289 yards, 9.3 average, 3 touchdowns, 4 carries, 10 yards, and another touchdown, put up 4 TDs in his return from injury, silencing all the critics and haters. Christina Sins, local real estate, that's LOKEL real estate, giving home buyers and sellers professional, responsive, and attentive real estate service. Visit localrealestate.com, that's local, LOKEL realestate.com, for more information. Christine has all your real estate needs covered, just like your defensive player of the game, Ty Benefield. He covered the competition with 8 tackles, 7 of them solo, 1 tackle for loss, and the fumble recovery, again, that set the tone for the rest of the game. That's your Christina Sins local real estate defensive player of the game. Nick, final thoughts on the three-peat?
Yeah, Bronco Nation. We left the Mountain West better than we found it. This patch right here, I need to get a Pac-12. I need to pull that off and get a Pac-12, or maybe just get a new jersey with the Pac-12 stitching on. But
I hear that there's someplace you can go that'll help the NIL fund when you buy jerseys. Just letting you know.
Yeah, and that's my segue is I've already put the Pac-12 on notice on our social accounts, and we let them know on the field with the teams, but we also support them with nonprofits like our blueelevation.org. Says elevating Bronco sports through fans like us. And so now more than ever, we're going into a new conference in July, and it's just going to continue the way that college football and college sports are, especially if we want to become, we want to be a Power 5 conference. It's going to take a lot of investment in all of the programs to get those Olympic sports up and going, baseball, you name it. So our student athletes are doing it on the field, like you saw tonight, 38-21. Leaving the Mountain West, fall always rules, right? And we've left the Mountain West conference with the Pac-12, one of the granddaddies of them all, ones that are associated with the Rose Bowl and stuff like that. So it's really important to continue to invest in our student athletes. They're coming to Boise State because they believe that this little team in Boise, Idaho, has what it takes. It has an iconic blue that's going to rock the college scene, and I believe it. I think most of Bronco Nation believes it. And it just takes not only work from the AD, but also by and large the fans. And we have it set up at Blue Elevation to be a nice crowdsourcing mechanism. And so just think about it as we roll into the Pac-12. We have everything set. Just go to bronconationupdates.com, and you'll find the Blue Elevation tab on the top. If your heart is leading you to help the student athletes, we're here to help them. So we are the champions. 3P, back to back.
Yes, sir. And against UNLV too. They'll never be able to beat us in the conference championship now.
We beat the rebel scum.
You got to wonder if that bus ride or that flight back home, whatever it is they're doing, it's going to be a pretty quiet one, knowing that they're going to have to wait even longer now to get that Boise State monkey off their back, because I don't think we schedule them non-conference moving forward. But you got to think they're probably relieved that next year, though, they're going to pretty much be able to run the conference, because who's left that's going to stop them? They're going to be top dog, basically.
Yeah, until they decide they want to come to a big boy conference like this.
Right. Yep.
So.
Well, we talking about national champions and conference championships. The esports team, they had some themselves. Just a quick teaser plug. Next week, be on the lookout. We're in the works getting a esports show put together. Bry's going to be back for his esports corner, and we got some prizes in the works. So be on the lookout for that. Remember to subscribe to Bronco Nation Updates YouTube channel. Hit that little bell button that shows up on there, and set your notifications so that whenever we go live, you get notified, and you never miss a show. We have great content. Nick, you got a special deal coming up, Christmas on the Blue. You want to give us a little rundown of that?
Yep. It's going to be, we're probably, now that it's most likely going to be the LA Bowl, since, probably that door's almost shut on the playoffs. So we're probably going to, starting Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be doing a 2-minute drill to try to get the third annual Bronco Christmas on the Blue done before the LA Bowl, because after the LA Bowl, the players go home and they enjoy the holidays. So we got that. So stay tuned to that. You'll see stuff rolling out on our social media and on our website. We also, you were talking about our shows. We have weekly shows that are live. We also have, player interviews. Sometimes they're just Bronco talks. Sometimes they are live shows. So by clicking that notification bell in YouTube, you never know when we're going to go live. And so, by doing that, you're not gonna miss it. We have a special Bronco talk coming out next week. We did with EMLO, probably future Hall of Famer gymnast Emily Lopez came on our show, and we previewed the Mountain West champions. They're back to back, I believe, and they're rolling into the 2025-26 season. And so we did a preview show with her. So that's going to be coming out real soon.
All right. And that's Bronco Nation Updates YouTube channel. Hit that bell, subscribe, get notified when we go live. You'll hear about everything. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and migrate over to YouTube right now and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You're not only helping us, but you're helping out Boise State. When we monetize, we revenue share with Boise State to be able to boost NIL and everything else. So if you want to help Boise State for free, that's the best way to do it. Just hit that subscribe button. It literally costs you nothing but the power to power your devices.
And do us a super big favor too, and share the YouTube page out on your social media, and so that we can get more people congregating. We've already built a great thing with Bronco Nation Updates in Facebook. We got almost 32,000 members. We want to do the same thing in YouTube. So help us out. Share the channel.
Yeah, it literally costs nothing. Even if you don't want to listen to us drone on about nonsense like we're doing now, play it in the background. It'll help you fall asleep. At least it'll be playing. Nick, you have any parting words for Bronco Nation before we sign off for the night?
No, I just thank you, Bronco Nation, for showing up to the game tonight. I know it was soggy, and those who did show up, it wasn't packed to capacity, but it definitely was loud. We caused 5 false starts, and very, very happy with the Bronco faithful who endured this whole season. This season was just up and down, and it was just a big soap opera. But we did it. We stuck with the team through thick and thin, and guess what? We got to go on the iconic blue and celebrate another Mountain West championship with the team.
All right, let's get one more in. Come on, let's go comment section. Let's see that state. Come on, I know there's somebody out there still watching. Can't be the same person. That's no fun. Nick, let's get one in. Boise
State.
Love it, man.
My voice, man.
It's a shame that I live in Texas and can't go to the games. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see. It looks like everything kind of projects Boise State and Washington for the LA Bowl. So that's going to be a good matchup. I would Big 12 or Big 10 versus Mountain West Conference. That'll be a good barometer heading into the Pac-12. Kind of set the tone for the start of the Pac-12 season, because this basically we're done with the Mountain West. I mean, yeah, we're playing in a Mountain West Bowl, but we're focused Pac-12 now. So
yep.
If we lose, if we, God forbid, we lose the bowl game, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bode anything for the Mountain West Conference for us. We're done. We've won our three-peat. They can't take our crown away from us, and we're gonna go in. We beat Washington, set the tone for next year early, and get with it. So, all right. Well,
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing either Washington or even Arizona State would be a great matchup. So,
State. Sorry.
Monday, we love you too. Thank you for everything that you do for our the Bronco Nation Updates group. You're a very valued member, and we love you too, and we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. And remember, be on the lookout for esports show. It's going to be a good one. We're going to cover. They've got a couple national championships or Mountain West Conference championships under the belts already. Maybe even more. I'd actually have to look up. I think they have
a back-to-back football champ, don't they?
Yep, back-to-back college football 26 champion. So, so yeah, it'll be. And then they fell short on Super Smash Bros, but that's not their strong suit. San Jose State did win that one, and then they, I believe they're back-to-back in Rocket League as well. So, a lot of back-to-backs going on. So, but tune in next time. We'll get you caught up on all things esports. Tell your kids to tune in because they'll probably know more than you. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So, for Nick Wade, I'm Sam Gillette from Sam Talk Sports. He's Nick Wade from Bronco Nation Updates and Blue Elevation. Thank you, Bronco Nation, and we'll see you for the bowl game.
Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Hey, if you're looking for more followers, clients, or customers, check out ServingBroncoNation.com and get your business added to the directory. When you purchase a tax-deductible plan, you are investing in Boise State and getting access to millions of views throughout the year on the directory and the Bronco Nation network.